So I guess one of the most surprising teams this year is the Detroit Pistons. Currently, they're 37 and 30, and they're the sixth seed in the Eastern Conference. So, in my opinion, there's two reasons I believe why the Detroit Pistons are where they at right now. The first reason, they had a pretty decent offseason. They added Tobias Harris. Solid. He's playing solid this year. He's averaging like 14 a game, and he provides shooting, secondary ball handling, and playmaking. So that's one reason. And then the second reason is the Eastern Conference overall. You know, there's only like four solid teams that have a legit title shot, and then it just free falls. So the Pistons, they're going to be one of those teams where they had a shot to make the playoffs, and you wouldn't be surprised if they make the playoffs. But currently, right now, they're the sixth spot, and most likely for the rest of the season, they're going to maintain that sixth spot. So, overall stats for the Pistons, they're 16th in offense with 114. Defense, they're actually top 10, which actually surprised me. I didn't expect them to be that good of a defensive team despite having Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren. They're top 10 defense. And they're 15th in the league for three-point shooting at just a little under 36%, which is pretty good from last year because that was one of their main issues last year was the three ball. And, they have a top three shooter in the league in Malik Beasley. He makes about 4 a game, so that helps a lot. And then overall, they just added way more shooting than they did last year. And so let's talk about Cade Cunningham. So he's taken a leap into basically being a superstar type of player. He's averaging 26, 6, and 10. He's top 3 in assists, and he's the key reason why the Pistons are where they're at because he's just taken a leap into becoming a primary playmaker, being the main facilitator for his team, and it's actually affecting games and helping them win games. It's like a major difference from last year to this year, where Cade Cunningham's playmaking ability is actually being effective because he has way more shooters on the team than he did last year. Because last year, you're kicking out to guys like Asar Thompson for 3, or I don't know who they had, like Simone Facecchio, like all right shooters, but they're not a Malik Beasley or Tobias Harris. And now that he has shooting around him, he's able to be a great playmaker for the team and, get assists. And another player I would connect to the Pistons season this year is Malik Beasley because he's averaging almost 17 points per game. And it was kind of surprising to see Milwaukee just let him go. Yeah, he played for the Bucks last year, if I'm not mistaken. But, the Bucks just let him go in the offseason. He was playing pretty solid. I think he averaged around 13 a game for the Bucks last year, if I'm not mistaken. He shot pretty well from 3. He was a pretty impactful player. The Bucks, they just let him walk in free agency. And the fact that Detroit picked him up for a pretty good contract, and he's doing what he's doing right now, it's pretty good production out of Malik Beasley. And, where can the Pistons go from here? Because they are a playoff team. Right now, currently, they would be facing the New York Knicks in the first round. And, I have the Knicks winning in that type of series. It would be a pretty good series, but I would have the Knicks winning. But the Pistons, they're a legitimate playoff team, and, they're going in the right direction from last year, losing like 24 games in a row, to this year being a top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference. They're trending upwards, and I see in a couple years they'll probably be a legitimate playoff threat. Probably not right now because they're still young and their bench isn't fully fleshed out. They have solid players, but I wouldn't trust guys like Ron Holland or Isaiah Stewart in a 7-game series and facing any team. So, they have to flush their bench out a little bit more and, just keep on building from where they are right now. But right now, Detroit, they're looking pretty promising.